Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, warm weather draws people to Hampton Beach. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
The 2018 Nissan Altima and Sentra. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring automatic emergency braking that can help stop for you. Now's the time to save with exclusive offers like this.
It's the first day for the show. It's definitely going to be in the 80s and got to take advantage of it. It's been a long winter.
But Wednesday at Hampton Beach, it looked like winter was finally surrendering.
We thought it was going to be really hot. It's supposed to be 86, but we came early because you want to get a good spot.
Kurt and Wendy Clem, who are retired, were walking the beach. Wendy saying, after what we went through in March, we deserve a day like today.
You know, 3 northeasters in a row, that was brutal for the Northeast.
And Kurt says the day couldn't be more perfect.
It's great. It's a nice day. It's beautiful. A lot of people have to work. Too bad.
Wednesday morning also found Bill Murphy getting his store ready, the weather allowing him to get a jump on the season.
The store's going to open for the season today. Usually we open Memorial Day weekend, but with the weather, it's an early start.
Murphy says in a business that's so dependent on the weather, today is definitely a blessing.
It's a bonus. Whatever we do today, tomorrow, it's a bonus and makes up for a rainy day later on in the season.
While the water looked inviting, with its temperature in the mid-40s, the National Weather Service issued a warning, stating that the water has the ability to incapacitate even a good swimmer in minutes. Norman Oak was planning on putting on his bathing suit, but asked if he was going in the water.
No, only insane people do that. It's too cold.
Because of the warm weather, the state park has added a couple of additional beach patrols, but the lifeguards still won't be in place until Memorial Day weekend. Hampton Beach, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. State police switching on GPS tracking for troopers' vehicles. "30 days after promising changes in the wake of a state police overtime abuse scandal first exposed by 5 investigators, leaders say they've made progress but still have more work to do. Governor Charlie Baker and Colonel Kerry Glimpin released an update on the department's progress Wednesday, which included the status of staffing reforms, equipment upgrades, and the elimination of a troop. Baker and Gilpin announced that the work to install or activate location tracking technology in the laptops in all 1,087 state police cruisers will begin by the close of business Wednesday. The department said it has issued a policy for use of technology and begun training managers on how to use the software. Other MSP vehicles will eventually be equipped with the technology, officials said. Over the past month, several troopers have been suspended without pay during investigation into alleged disciplinaries between their pay and actual shifts they worked. Massachusetts State Troop E, where those troopers worked, were disbanded overnight. The labeling on the former troops' vehicles was changed. License plates were replaced and remaining staff were transferred to other units. The letter H now hangs over the former home of Troop E in Weston. It's a symbolic effort to erase an tainted legacy of this troop, wrapped in scandal by troopers and supervisors accused of getting paid overtime for work not done. Overtime shifts on Massachusetts Turnpike are now open to 786 eligible troopers instead of a pool of only 136. Over the past 30 days, the state has also completed 2 studies. One conducted that 30 additional troopers should be deployed to Troop F at Logan Airport and Massport properties to reduce the use of overtime. The other study, which focused on staffing and overtime along the Mass Pike, has set new minimum staffing levels for each of the Turnpike barracks. Baker and Glippin pledged the conduct quarterly audits of the top 50 pay earns in the Massachusetts State Police and to publish the results of those audits to the public. 5 investigates reported Tuesday that Greg is being eyed as one of the biggest overtime offenders. Greg was a member of the Massachusetts State Police for 21 years before he retired in the wake of the Troop E scandals. Source told 5 Investigates the state police audits triggered by our investigation found evidence that Greg may not have worked 116 overtime shifts, known as Air Patrol, that he was paid for in 2016, targeting dangerous drivers on the Mass Pike and other overtime called Troop E 55 team shifts. 5 Investigates learned that Trooper Todd allegedly was paid but did not show up for truck team overshifts, which focuses on inspection and the safety of commercial vehicles on state roads. Todd also apparently did not work 11 air patrol shifts. The sources also said Trooper Sean allegedly did not show up for other shifts known as X-Patrol, which are designed to rein in aggressive drivers, as well as 19 air patrol shifts. The state attorney general's criminal investigation into the matter is ongoing. Maine legislature overrides veto of retail marijuana sales bill. The legislature overrided Governor Paul LePage's veto of a bill governing the retail sale of marijuana in Maine. The House vetoed the override bill on Wednesday morning, and the Senate overrided the veto Wednesday afternoon. The governor argued that he can't violate federal law and that adults will flock to Maine's medical marijuana program. The bill eliminates marijuana social clubs, reduces the number of plants that people can have, and prohibits sale near schools. Under the bill, Maine could allow retail pot sales to adults as early as next year. The voter approved law created a 10% sales tax on retail marijuana. The bill would require growing facilities to pay an tax of $335 per pound of mature marijuana plants and other fees. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock markets and see how your U.S. stock markets closed for this Wednesday evening. And here's a look at your U.S. stock markets, and here is how they closed for this evening. Dow closes more than 150 points lower, but Apple rises 4%. Stocks closed lower on Wednesday after Federal Reserve's latest maturity policy announcement hinted a higher inflation ahead. Five dead after military plane crashes in Savannah, Georgia. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Feel the clarity of non-drowsy Claritin with powerful 24-hour relief from symptoms triggered by over 200 different allergens. Like those from Buddy. Because stuffed animals are clearly no substitute for real ones. Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
At 11:28, we had a report of a plane crash. What we can confirm, and the only thing we can confirm about it at this time, is that it was a non-local C-130 aircraft. Locally, there is a huge impact, obviously. We have Highway 21 from Georgia 307 all the way to Gulfstream Road that is closed, and it will be closed indefinitely. This could take weeks. We have to warn people, this could take weeks. The power has been cut to the area, and we are trying desperately to bring the power back up, but right now, until we get everything under control, the power will be cut, and we're not sure of how many people are impacted at this point with the power. The trains are not running because the railroad, the train tracks are actually part of the incident, and it will have to be thoroughly investigated before we're able to open anything back up.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. And I'll have a news report later on this evening. Good night, everyone. Bye.